Hello, it is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess and Bridget's Grove, and I wanted to offer a quick little practice update and kind of an opportunity for a reset or a refresh as we head into the late summer fall season. And one of the things I wanted to note is that when I first started this 30 Days of Goddess practice in January, I really only intended it for it to be a 1 month thing that you could then reuse as the months of the year unfold. And as it turns out, I keep continuing to be inspired and I keep having new ideas and I keep getting all excited about stuff and I keep creating new resources. And so at this point, it's become quite a bit bigger and more resourceful than I had ever anticipated it being. And I am just continuing to roll with that. I'm continuing to create as I feel inspired to create. I'm continuing to add additions and build in new resources. But I realized that it may have started to feel overwhelming. Like, where do I start? What do I do? How come there's so many things? Like, what am I supposed to do? And so I thought, well, perfect. I'm going to offer a fresh start post this month. And so that means that in the same post where you find this video, there will be enough materials there to get you started without going backwards, without trying to catch up, without trying to look at previous months, without trying to figure out what's going on. You can start right here, right now with what's available to you right at this minute. So that feels good to me, and I hope that feels good to you. One of the things that was really important to me in creating this practice is that it remains accessible to anyone who wants to participate. And so to that end, I'm offering a printable prayer book file, I'm offering printable cards, and I'm offering the additional resources to you in that way so that you can, nobody has to ever pay me anything in order to, you can still participate in a 30 Days of Goddess themed practice and offering. That said, there are additional resources that I have created to support you and to nourish you and to help you with your practices. And then our patrons at Patreon, which is patreon.com/Bridget'sGrove, they basically get anything I ever make that's printable. So each month they get additional prayer cards, additional word cards, additional videos, resources, audios, etc. But the core, the heart of the practice is always free and open to anybody who wants to participate using the printable resources. Though if you're a patron, if you're part of the Patreon community, you get lots of extra stuff that you can use to enhance and build and grow. And so I think that's in some ways how this might have started to feel a little bit overwhelming to people, is that I do provide a lot of stuff for the patrons at Patreon, and I thank them so much for helping me hold that container so that I can create these things to then share with everybody else. And so August for me is traditionally a what I call a cauldron month. So it's time when I take time off, especially take time off of social media so I can spend time incubating in the creative cauldron. And so as such, this will be a self-guided practice in August. I won't be doing my little short videos or anything like that. So I figured it was a perfect time for a reset and a refresh for you. So to that end, I have created a open-ended printable prayer book file. So it doesn't have any prompts listed in it and it isn't associated with a specific month. So at any time during the year, and all the prayer books are meant to be used at any time during the year, all the printed ones, this is the upcoming ones. So all the printed ones are meant to be able to be used at any time during the year. But what I've noticed is that people will feel behind, or they feel like they've missed a word, they feel like they don't know what day they're supposed to be on, etc. So I thought if I make an open-ended one, then you can use it exactly how you want to. So if you want to write in it once a week, you can. If you want to write in it, if you just want to dip and dive, it's kind of a dip and dive version of the prayer book that can be used at any time for any month and in any way that you see fit. So every 3 days, every one day, every morning, every night, once a month, whatever you want to do. Because the idea with the 30 Days of Goddess is to help you create, sustain, and develop these daily devotional practices. But I recognize that not everybody wants daily devotional practices. Maybe a weekly practice is great. Maybe a full moon practice is great. Maybe a Monday practice is great. Whatever it is that you want to do. And then likewise, if you want to focus your book on a specific goddess, if you want to work with a specific type of other book, like maybe you're reading something inspirational or you have a book of meditations, you can do that. It's infinitely flexible. And I know I say it a lot, but there really isn't a right way. And if there's anything that I've seen in the people who are participating that will trip you up, it's the idea that you're not doing it right, or that you're somehow competing with other people or trying to copy what other people are doing and then feeling like you don't measure up. It's not like that. It's what fits with you. So if Sunday, let's say Sunday afternoons are the day you set aside for working in your prayer book, then that's amazing and that's fine and that's great. And so anyway, there's an open-ended prayer book that can be used anytime for as many days or whatever combination of days that you would like. And then I also included some starter printables of prayer cards that you can print out to glue in your pages, and then some mini affirmation cards that you can, where are they? Some mini cards that you'll also be able to glue on your pages. So this Fresh Start Starter Kit is designed to get you going right now without needing to go backwards, without needing to catch up, without needing to feel behind, and without needing to even figure it out. Start right now where you are with what you have. And so I've made that available to you so you can start right now where you are with what you have. That said, I do have additional resources that are created to support you. So there are printable spiral bound prayer books. People sometimes find it difficult to print their own copy, and so this is really handy, and it's right there. And you can order those from our Etsy shop. And then new for this month is I do have the companion decks available for pre-order, and these are professionally printed in this nice little tin case. This is a printable version, or not printable, printed for you version of the prompt words, the practice cards, and the prayers. So you can pre-order one of those decks. They should ship to the pre-order customers. They have a pre-order bonus included with them, and those should ship in August, and then they'll become available to the general public in our Etsy shop in September. So they'll become available without the pre-order offer in September. Right now they're available for pre-order. So they are super beautiful. I'm super excited about them, and they have a lot to offer. So those are, yeah, so then we have the practices, and so it's divided into 3 decks where you have prompts, prayers, and practices there for you so that you can essentially build a portable little blessing basket, a mini devotional experience, a goddess-centered practice easily right there in your morning or in your afternoon or in your day. And so those are available resources that are for sale that can support you in your practice. So one of the other things I wanted to make sure to mention this time, which I've mentioned before, but this is our fresh start opportunity, is that so 30 Days of Goddess is not a challenge, nor is it a competition, and nor does it really have to be a writing practice. So there is space on the prayer book page for a daily wisdom or prayer. I wanted to make sure to emphasize that you don't have to write something new every day. So I love writing something new every day. That's really important to me. There's lots of people who don't want to write something new every day. So that's why I offer the little printable cards. If you go backwards through my publicly available stuff, or if you become a member of the Patreon, there's like endless stuff that I've created that is printable that you can glue on to your pages. And I have done one of these as an experiment where I did a 30 Days of Goddess prayer book that I did only with stuff that I printed out. So it was kind of a mix and match glue, cut and paste kind of thing. And it was still fulfilling and rewarding and felt like a nourishing connection, even without writing something new. I also wrote something new in another book. So I had one that I was writing in and one that I was just gluing stuff in. But anyway, there's lots of printables. And so, for example, like I made this is not available yet, but that's something I made for the patrons with the mushrooms. But then here's the little printed card glued in, and then there's a bookmark inside with another of the printed cards glued onto it that you open up. And so anyway, you can do things like this with the printed materials, and you don't necessarily, or the stickers, you don't necessarily have to write anything fresh. So it can all be, I don't have a good example right now of page because I do always write something new, but let me see if I've got one. you can, a lot of people use these for oracle card readings, and so you can literally just glue or write little small notes about your cards of the day. You can write those in there. If you're reading an inspirational book, you could copy quotes down into it. A lot of people, I have an in-person group that I meet with, and one of the things that we often do in person is I have a goddess oracle deck. We all pick from the goddess oracle deck, and then phrases and bits from that goddess guidance oracle that pop out of us, we'll write that down on the wisdom page for the day. So it doesn't have to be fresh writing. It can be something, this is creating kind of like a book of wisdom, a book of inspiration, a book of magic that's really unique to you. And so part of what can be unique to you is the tapestry you weave from the other threads that inspire you and nourish you. And so my idea with this practice is that, I am not your only teacher. I'm not the only person that you're learning from or watching videos from or printing things out from. And so these books are meant to be able to hold the wisdom, the teachings, the magic from you, but from other people that you're learning from as well, kind of incorporated together into one thing. So one of the things that I'd really hoped for with this is that it would meld into your life as it is right now, not be something that is requiring a lot from you or um, making you do something else, but instead is offering you this space to kind of distill your own magic and keep it in one tidy little, or not tidy, they're kind of messy, keep it into one special place. So one of the patrons described this as a portable tiny temple, and that's really what I want it to be for you, like a sacred space that you can carry with you that forms an encapsulation of your experiences, your magic, your wisdom, your discoveries, your insights, and even sometimes, your sorrows and your longings and your losses and your wishes. It can hold those things for you too. And so here's one, this is kind of a tiny example because I do usually write on the page. But so, for example, I used a smaller printout here and made it into a little pocket for feathers. And so this box doesn't have to include fresh writing. It can include glue-ins. And then I always put a little prayer card or an affirmation card in the bottom of my two little boxes there. Sometimes I write little notes around the edges too. And so anyway, you can hold all the stuff. And that reminds me that one of the other offerings that I do have too is I do offer, these are in our Etsy shop and also on Amazon. I have two goddess devotional anthologies that are books of prayers and readings and things like that. So you may wish to have Whole and Holy, for example, and just open to it in the morning as a daily reader, and then jot down some words that jump out at you, maybe a quote, maybe maybe it will inspire another thought from you, and then you can just jot those down on your daily wisdom page without writing something new. So I don't want to discourage you from writing something new if that's what you want, but I do want to emphasize the fact that this is not specifically a writing practice. It's a daily devotional practice, and it's a goddess-centered practice, and it's a sacred pause in your day intended to nourish, support, and encourage and inspire you in whichever way works best for you. So those are the resources that are available. And so in the post that goes with this video, there will be the printable files for starting fresh. So there'll be prayer cards, little mini affirmation cards to glue in, some printable goddess stickers, and so you'll have a starter kit right there, ready to go, and you will not need to go backwards, rewind, or catch up. So that's what I have to share with you this month. And thank you for being here and being involved. I really want to share this practice with as many people as I can. I found it really life-changing this year, and it really feels like this distillation or encapsulation of everything that I want to offer. The sacred pause, the holy moments of renewal, the holy here-ness, the temple of the ordinary, the everyday magic, the embodied reality of living on this earth at this time and discovering what you can discover and seeing what you can see, and also to nourish that wisdom from within. But Yeah, and to encourage you as you build goddess-centered practices into your life, into your day. This was really created out of how many people said kind of, like I feel this goddess, this awareness of the goddess. I feel this interest in goddess-centered living and on a goddess-based path. But like, what do I do? Like, how do I bring that into my life? How do I express that? How do I feel that? How do I like settle into an everyday magic reality that's here right now, earthy, embodied, present right now? And so everything that I've created for this 30 Days of Goddess practice is designed to answer that question for you. Like, this is how, like, these are the possibilities. And yeah, so that's what it's attempting to offer to you, is that question of, I want this, I want to feel this, I want to explore this, I want to know this at a heart level. And so the things that I've created are to help you do that, to help you feel that. And so daily devotion is magic, and your feet are always on temple ground. Thank you so much for being here.